Cody in the morning. WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in for this Friday morning, everybody. We made it. We made it through the week. It is Friday, and we are happy to have you along for the ride. We're inside our Simply Superior studio here at the A-Cup House on the Opry Plaza. That's Amber Anderson. We've got Charlie Matos. We've got Annie Nye. Upstairs, Jeff Roberts. I'm Kelly Sutton. We have played musical chairs. Don't adjust your screens.
Amber and I look like a cheerleading crew, but like I'm on her shoulders, like
a little bit. Wait, turn around. It does look like it's a pyramid,
right? Yeah.
A little bit of a pyramid.
Like do this, like the shoulder sit. Well, the funny thing is that I just hear Charlie laughing behind me.
Like, P-S-Y-C-H-E-D, that's
like,
the way we want to be. Psyched, come on.
What? Where did that come from?
That's old.
I have never heard.
Oh, you
that.
haven't? Oh, we had that.
P-S-Y-C-H-E-D, that's the way we want to be. Psyched. Come on, get psyched.
See, ours was like psyched is where we want to be. Get psyched. Yeah, get psyched. Yeah.
Ours was.
See, we spelt it in Rhode Island.
R-O-W-D-I-E.
We did too.
Yeah.
Oh, R-O-W-D-I-E. That's the way we spell rowdy.
Rowdy.
Get rowdy.
Welcome to Friday.
Now, in the Miami student section, we would sing the roof is on fire. And then there's bad words
you can't
that
say
follow
that on the radio.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Friday. If you've wondered how far off the rails we've gone, there you go.
Welcome to Friday.
So, we're cheering our way in, and we've got an amazing lineup coming up in just a little bit.
WSM Radio. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hello and welcome in. You are inside the Simply Superior studio here at the A-Cup House. And I am busy making my reservations for Thanksgiving online right now because Puckett's is going to be open on Thanksgiving. It is breaking news. I just found this out. I'm literally on their website.
I was very excited when I saw our talking points for today.
See?
I was like, I mean, it's not just to go. We can go and eat there.
We can actually
we're
go
doing
in.
This. Yeah.
So we are so excited that is our breaking news for this morning. And hopefully it's going to help everybody else out. Chelsea Newsom is with us. She's the general manager of the Franklin location. We were saying we don't like to play favorites because there are 8 different locations, but I do frequent your location the most because it's closest to my home. How long have you been in Franklin?
So I've been at the Franklin location since the end of May. I actually started the 22nd, but I've been with Puckett's for 9 years.
So you've hopped around. At a lot of the
I was at the
stores.
Columbia location for 7.5, and then I transferred to Nashville last year at the beginning of June, and then took the GM position at the Franklin location in May.
Oh, wow. Where are you from originally?
So I'm originally from the border of Brentwood and Nashville, and at Nippers Corner.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I grew up right around there. I grew up around Hill Road. And then I've just moved further and further south. I bought a house in Summertown in 2020, so kind of just making it my own.
I missed the movie theater at Nippers Corner.
I know. Gosh, it was so awesome. And then when it went, I mean, it's awesome to see a fire department come in, but a Publix, and then it was still there for a while.
Yeah.
So then it felt like you had to go around everything. Yeah. But I mean, Las Palmas is still there, a Mexican restaurant that's been there forever.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the thing about Puckett's. I just, we've known Puckett's and the name and the brand for so very long, and it is an institution, and now all the different locations you can go to. But truly for us, when we go to Franklin, you guys are located just off of the square, and my daughter does so many performances at the Franklin Theater. Okay. We would come and eat and then just go around the corner to the theater and jump in. It is the perfect spot.
It really is.
And you guys are gearing up for Pumpkin Fest this weekend.
We are gearing up for Pumpkin Fest. Yeah, Pumpkin Fest is going to be a big one. It's going to be about 80,000 plus people that are supposed to come into Franklin for one day.
Yes.
They're shuttling people from Harlansdale Farm into downtown Franklin so you can park there and be shuttled in.
Oh my gosh.
But we actually have a booth. So this is the first year we're doing a booth on 4th Avenue, the corner.
Okay.
Right at the light. So at the beginning of our street. And we're going to do barbecue sandwiches and Piggy Mac there. And then you can come in and eat full time and have a beer or two at our actual location. So.
Yeah, there's a little bar in your spot too.
There is.
So you can sit right there. The cool thing about Puckett's, though, we've talked about this many times, are the to-go packs.
Yep.
You guys are probably going to save a lot of people a lot of strife coming up. And, just in discussions, it's like Thanksgiving, you want to be with your family. You want to have that meal. You want to look across and see everybody. But getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to put a turkey in the oven and then worry about if it's going to be dry or if you've done the mashed potatoes on time or if you're... Listen, as someone who has done this for a number of years, and I love you, family, it sucks a little bit of the joy out of the holiday because you're so worried about all the other things. And that's where you guys are saving the day. Not only do you have reservations in the store if you want to come in physically with your family and eat, but you can also do the to-go packs.
You can do full turkeys. So we are doing roasted, smoked, and fried. Large and small turkeys.
With a fried turkey.
Yeah,
I love
we're
fried
doing roasted and smoked turkey breasts. So boneless turkey breast if you just want to slice it. Green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese. We're doing cobbler, and we'll also do pies, the giblet gravy, pretty much the normal things that you would have for Thanksgiving. We're also doing ham and of course our staple brisket. So
nice.
I know where I'll be. This is actually perfect because I'll be by myself, not to be weird. This is not sad. I just we've got big, Audrey birthday, Black Friday. And so I'm not traveling home this year. And so my friend isn't either. And we're like, okay, what are we going to do? Where are we going to eat? Now we know.
That's so perfect.
Well,
now we know.
Locations are also doing walk-ins. So they're keeping the bar for walk-ins. So
Great.
if you don't have a reservation and last minute you decide, most places will have some space for you to just walk in and sit and get a meat and two with 3 sides for Thanksgiving.
That's going to be great.
So Chelsea, how far ahead do we need to order? If we know this is what we want to do we fill it out now?
So with the orders, so any of the to-go items, the Saturday before Thanksgiving will be the last day that we take them. They will end at 2 p.m.
Okay. And then pickup. I know that's like a coordinated effort. I've done it in the past, but it is, you guys have it down to a science at this point.
We do. So pickups will be Monday through Thursday. If you do anything on Thanksgiving, it's before 9 a.m. So you would have to go pick it up. I think they do between 6 and 9, depending on the location. But every other day, we will do pickups from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., which is when we close during the week.
So perfect. Thank you for doing all that.
Yeah,
you're welcome. That's amazing.
Taking the stress out for everybody.
And the other cool thing is, we just did our Chick Flick and we just had a winner, our friend Troy, who lives in Franklin. So he's probably going to come and see you because he got $25 for a Puckett's gift card. But if you have won in the past and there's not a location near you, you guys have all of these really cool things. If you are a home chef and you want to cook, more power to you. But you can go on and get the rib rub. You can get... this one is the burger shake for good burgers. You've got sauces. You've got all the good stuff. And this is all available online. You just go on the online store and get it.
So it's available online. It's also available in, as of right now, I think Kroger and Publix,
nice.
Costco. And then we also sell it in all of our Puckett's locations.
Fantastic. I know you guys can't smell this on the radio, but I do. Egg and cheese. This is sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit here, and it looks really, really yummy. So I'll sit over here and smell this. Take a little bite. I'll share with the fam because I know they're looking at me like, really? You can't have that all to yourself. But again, Puckett's, different locations all over. There are 8 that you can choose from. You're at the Franklin location. Come out, see them at Pumpkin Fest. Also get those reservations in. I'm not lying. I'm online looking, and there are very few left at your store for Thanksgiving Day.
Yep.
But you do have some options there, and you can also do the to-go packs, saving the holidays one meal at a time. Thank you very much for being here.
You're very welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Chelsea Newsom, Puckets.com, PucketsRestaurant.com is where you can find them online. We've got more right here on Coffee Country and Cody.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee Country and Cody.
Are now immediately friends. Immediate sisterhood. She walked in and she goes, remember when we didn't have to get dressed up because it was only radio and not TV?
And I said, I had that thought this morning.
Callie McCullough, we love you already. It's so nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so talk about where you grew up. So north of the border.
the Great White North, as
Love
we
it.
call it. My family has a background. They grow apples. They're from a place called the Beaver Valley, if you can believe that.
So you grew up in a Hallmark movie?
Basically,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Wow.
So, you know, we send the kids out to pick the apples off the ground in November when it's really cold. They put you to work when you're about 4 years old. So it's a good place to grow up.
That's incredible. What kind of apples? Was it a certain varietal or?
Many varietals, actually. It was my grandparents. My parents are both touring road musicians, so they were like the black sheep of the rural background family. Yeah.
I love, so they were touring and growing apples all at the same time, like
Yeah.
Johnny Appleseed just spreading it all around.
Oh, boy.
That's kind of great.
It's absolutely amazing. And I've actually been, I've been living in Nashville for 11 and a half years. And then this past year, been spending a lot more time back home in Canada, which has been really special. We've been up there touring, and I was like living out in the backwoods, and I was like, "Whoa, this is different."
Yeah, it's a little bit more quiet up there, a little bit more rural.
It's like 40 minutes to get a cappuccino.
Oh my gosh. Where geographically in Canada?
Okay, so my geographical skills are really bad. So Ontario, right above Michigan, if that helps.
Yep. I was gonna say, is it in Ontario?
You're
Okay.
north of Toronto.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
North, south, east, west. Who knows?
Well, Ontario.
Well, south of Toronto puts you in the U.S., I think. Right? So
Yeah, I think that's
let's
Detroit.
go north.
Right. The
Let's
only
go
thing
north.
I remember,
Buffalo.
I've been to Ontario a couple of times because we were in Detroit and we would go across because there were shows happening at the casinos over there.
yes.
A lot of casinos, a lot of shows, like people were touring, they would pop over and do a show there and then come back.
Canadians, I mean, absolutely love country music. They're wonderful country music fans. So, we get the best of both worlds, both sides of the border.
I am a huge Swiss Chalet fan.
Okay, so we used to have these dinners here with a bunch of Canadians, and we would invite all of our American friends to be like, "No, we're making you Swiss Chalet," but it would be like bootleg Swiss Chalet.
What
So-
is? I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
please enlighten them.
It's like a rotisserie chicken chain, but it has like a specific sauce.
There's a sauce.
And you dip the French fries and the chicken in the sauce. So we would go and buy the packets of the sauce, and then we would go get fries from Wendy's and like rotisserie chicken from the grocery store and make these like bootleg rotisserie chicken dinners at our house in Berry Hill.
I kind of love
Delicious.
it. Really?
And I have one of my best friends is from Canada, and so she was like, "When you go, you gotta go to Swiss Chalet." And so I was there, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go." Oh my goodness, I went like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the sauce that's so special?
It's difficult to describe. It's like if gravy and like a red wine vinegar had a baby, but it was like trashy.
But it's
just
not
good.
a poutine. It's not
No, that's different.
completely different. Okay.
I can't even describe it. I've never had anything like it, and
Oh.
I kept going back and going, how do we get this?
Well, you
in
can
the
buy
States?
packages of it, like in
that's the-
Canada, and then you make it at home, like if you were making a gravy
I
mix.
didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, now you've opened up a whole new world for us.
Yeah.
That plus your music, you're just a giver. Right. She's like, I primarily came here.
I just came here to talk about chicken.
I just came to talk about this chicken recipe.
Well, so here in Nashville, obviously the Opry, the Ryman are like 2 bucket list venues, right?
Absolutely.
But one of my bucket list venues to see a place is not far from where you grew up. I have always wanted to go to Massey Hall and see a show in Toronto. Have you ever been there, or have you played there, or seen a show there?
I'm
or-
supposed to be playing there for the first time in November.
Oh,
wow. So
look, I mean, it just looks magical.
I'll be honest, because we grew up way out in the boonies.
Okay.
We didn't get into Toronto very much. So I have yet to actually see a show there, but it's one, the Massey Hall is the Carnegie Hall of Canada.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you have
so
to report
exciting.
back to us.
I will absolutely send you an email. Cody.
Okay, all right.
Let us know. We want pictures. Well, you'll post it all over everything.
Of course.
Of course.
Just-
Let's talk a little bit about the new album, Cutting Through the Noise. This is the sophomore album.
It is.
Tell us what it feels like to have the sophomore album out. Because I think a lot of people, you have your whole life to put out that debut album. You have your whole life to work on the songs. You know exactly what you want because you've thought about it your entire life. Sophomore album is a different story. So how long did it take to get this one put together? How did it feel now that it's actually out into the world?
Well, it came out last night at 11 p.m.
Right.
Central Time, and we were in the middle of a rehearsal. We're rehearsing until 1 a.m. because we've got the big release show coming up. So I was like, oh, it's out. Okay, back to the next song. But it was one of those. this record was a bit of a long time coming. We had put out the first album in 2020 and the whole world shut down around it. So that was challenging, but you keep going, and we got back out on the road. And I had moved to Nashville. The year I moved to Nashville was the year that Brandy Clark's 12 Stories record came out.
Oh my
gosh.
That record.
And I saw
Stripes.
who made this album, because I want to make a record with them, and it was Dave Brainerd. And
He was just in with us this week.
He says hello, by the way.
Oh,
'cause
good.
He's coming back, I think, very soon. And so I basically had a fiddle player I work with, and I was like, hey, you play with Dave's wife. Like, will you introduce me to him? Because I need to make a record with him. And Sis Boom Ba, here we are.
That's amazing. What an incredible album. You just brought that up, and I'm like, I can see the album cover. I remember the first time that I heard that. I listened to the entire thing all the way through. No skips.
Right.
Such an incredible. So in working with Dave, what did he bring out of you that another producer hadn't yet?
Well, I think it was this idea that I had done this really, beautiful, slow, rootsy record, and I loved it so much, but I wanted to like put some sass into it this time. We've been out on the road, and I was like, we need to have some fun out there. And, Dave is so good at just molding a lot of things together. I wanted to have like Celtic music and bluegrass music and like country that was catchy, and kind of mix that all together. And so we had a great time doing it, and we just did it really kind of slowly, piece by piece. And I love it. So we're excited. There's just, I feel like it's a bigger, expanded version of what I did with the first record, so we're excited about it.
It is fun when you hear the blend of Celtic music. We just came back. We did our first international show in London, and we had a group from Scotland. They are Brayback, and they came in and they did with Darius Rucker. They were actually like playing that Celtic music into Wagon Wheel.
Oh, fun.
So we have bagpipes on the beginning of Wagon Wheel, and I never thought I would hear that. But now that I hear it, I want to hear more of that, because that really is a big foundation of what we consider traditional country.
Well,
You
that's
hear
the
that,
thing.
and you're like, oh, yeah.
Celtic music, bluegrass music, all that roots music, it's all just kind of stirred up there in the mountain, right? From whichever mountain you're from, whether that's like Scotland or Appalachia or where I'm from in the Beaver Valley.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So we are going to play the new video for this. Is this
Amazing.
like a world premiere of the video? Hopefully.
Well, we let it come out last Friday, but
Okay.
it's the first like official spinning.
Okay, so we're going to call it a
we're
world
going to
premiere.
call it a premiere.
I'm here for it.
No one's fact checking us. Cutting through the noise. We are premiering it right here on WSM. You're going to see it all around the world on Circle Country. This is Callie McCullough.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Excited to have Callie McCullough in our studio with us this morning. She is sitting here at the Assembly Food Hall acoustic desk, getting ready to play some acoustic music for us in just a few minutes. Sophomore album is out, and you have a show coming up. Actually, 2 shows. You've got the Songwriter Series at the Bluebird. Have you played the Bluebird before?
Quite a number of times, yeah.
Okay.
So we just slid this one in right around album release time.
You're like, this fits.
Yeah.
And then you're coming back 8th Room next Tuesday, so you'll be there
Tuesday the
in town.
28th.
Give us a little insight on what it's like for somebody to play the Bluebird for the first time. We get the feeling of playing the Opry for the first time. We have friends that have played the Ryman. Bluebird is so specific. I almost feel like if it was me, that would be the most intimidating room.
Same, for
Well,
sure.
I mean, I feel like, and Davis can speak to this too, you come to town, I think a lot of us like really honed in and focused on writing songs and being the best songwriters we could be.
Sure.
And then kind of growing that into artistry. And so, you get out there and you're flogging these writers rounds like nonstop, like 5 nights a week. And then you get into the Bluebird and you're like, okay, I can do this. We've been doing this 5,000 times, but it is special. It does have a certain magic that belongs specifically to the Bluebird for sure.
So it's like muscle memory at that point.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have an opinion on that?
Well, I think that the Bluebird is like so intimate, and you're so exposed to the fans that are right there.
Yeah.
Like if you're on a big stage, you can't see past the first couple rows with the lights anyway.
That's what I was gonna say, because I'm like, usually, when we host stages, it's sometimes when you're in a smaller room, it's like, oh, the person is like literally staring at me. But if you're on a Nissan Stadium stage, it's like, you're kind of like screaming into the void.
Yeah.
But literally people are sitting right up next to your guitar.
Yes.
Like staring at you in the face.
And that's
So it
a
has to
listening.
be-
I mean, Those people are listening. They
For sure.
know it's no phones. You're locked in and you're really listening. Introduce your band, by the way.
This is my good friend, Mr. Davis Corley, who's a wonderful singer-songwriter in his own right. And I'm just lucky that he's coming to play some guitar and sing some harmonies this morning.
Happy to have you along.
We wrote one of the cuts on the record together. It's called Out of the Blue. And he sang a few harmonies on the record, so here he is. But I know he's got new music of his own on the way very soon.
Yeah.
It has to be refreshing, too, when you find your people.
Absolutely.
Either writing with them, performing with them, just hanging with them. I think that that's really a huge chunk of people moving to Nashville is when you find your crew. Because we've seen it so many times where, you know, Lainey Wilson and Luke Combs were besties, and he was hanging at her trailer before he had a place to stay in town and vice versa. And then they come up together. And I feel like that's kind of what you experience when you find your people.
I think I know for me specifically, I've been very fortunate to have some really special artistic people around me and to really dig in and have them dig into the specific type of music I wanted to make, especially when things were very pop country and I was very roots country, and I was fortunate to find some people that wanted to dig into that with me. This song we're going to play a little bit later was written with my good friend Scotty Kipper, and Scotty and I have written just so many traditional country songs, so we love that we get to play one today.
Oh, well, what are you going to play for us?
It's called Three Little Words.
Oh, take it away right now.
All right.
Y'all, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
So pretty and perfect for this morning.
Mm-hmm.
That was just gorgeous. Thank you guys for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
So now that the project is out, well, you were already in rehearsals. So did you get a chance to listen to it after you got out of rehearsal since it dropped last night?
I haven't yet.
Callie, you worked so hard on this. You have to go listen to the
I
whole
haven't
thing.
yet. I'll listen to it driving to the next thing this morning.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah. Get in
Good
between
plan.
there and listen to it. What do you feel like is the song? Like if somebody says, I only have time to listen to one song on this album and I want it to be representative of you and who you are as an artist.
Oh, that's such a tough question because I think we really span the gamut. That is such a hard question. I think the one we just played you is like at the core the most me, but we really hit the whole spectrum on this. So I hope that they will listen to the whole album.
Of course. That's the plan. So if you have to listen to just one.
The title track, you should check out the title track. Cutting through the noise. Yeah.
Cutting through the noise. That's amazing. So going to be performing, as we mentioned, Sunday Songwriter Series. That's at the Bluebird this weekend. Then the 8th Room next Tuesday. And then you jet off to Hollywood.
I do. I run off to LA for a little show, and we're actually up in New York City as well for a couple days, just doing a little bit of fun stuff, and then up to Canada for the release show up there.
Oh, what's that going to be like?
I think it's this old converted church that's this crazy music venue, so it's going to be beautiful.
And how does the whole family feel knowing that you're doing this and chasing your dream, especially having grandparents that did this for so long?
Yeah, I'm third generation in the musical family, so I feel like, anytime I'm like, oh, this is getting hard, they're like, too bad, kid, go back to work.
You're not gonna
You got this? Yeah.
You get no sympathy.
In the best way, because
Yeah.
I think it is really special to have that understanding from not just my parents, but my uncles and my aunts, my grandparents. It's one whole musical mess up there, and we love it.
That's beautiful. What's Thanksgiving? Well, you guys, Thanksgiving.
We already had
I was
Thanksgiving.
going to say, never mind. It's already
you know
happened
what? I
for
made
you
a
guys.
prime rib. I was like, I'm over turkey this year. I'm going to make prime rib.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, when she said brisket earlier,
yeah,
we had a
could do
guest on
that.
earlier
Make
that said
your own
brisket. And I'm
traditions.
like, yes.
Do you guys just sit around and play music together all the time? In my mind, if everyone in my family could play and sing, that's all we would do.
I think we did a lot growing up, for sure. That happened a lot. And I feel like now everybody's like, well, let's just eat and drink.
That'll do it every time.
We don't want to hear any music. We're done with that. Thank you so much, Davis. Thank you for coming in. Callie McCullough, everybody. You can get it now. Cutting Through the Noise. It's out. It's available. Go listen to it. Thanks for coming in this morning,
Thank
y'all.
you so much.
We've got more on the way.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
We're gearing up for a good weekend here in Music City, everybody, and it's going to be even more special with some fun festivities we're going to talk about right now. We welcome in Jody White. He's the son of legendary Tony Joe White. It's good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You said you're about to head over to East Nashville, and I was like, this early in the morning? I don't think East Nashville's awake yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
I'm going over about 3 o'clock, but at 4 o'clock at Turkey and the Wolf, they're having a Tony Joe White celebration. So they'll be playing the new album, and they have a special Tony Joe White inspired sandwich with chicken fried steak and polk salad slaw.
That's so cool.
Should be good.
What is polk salad slaw?
I will find out when I get
Okay,
there. I'm not
you
really
report
sure.
back to us. You report back to us. Well, let's talk about the album because this is really cool. It is an expanded version of the album that came out in 1980, right? The 1980s albums. So it's 2 different parts, which I love because we got a lot that we can dig into. Where do you want to start? You want to start with part 1 and what we're going to get there?
Sure. I mean, let's just start at the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, like you said, the tale of 2 albums.
Yeah. So that very first album, the first half, it showcases like singing, songwriting, some of the stuff that he was doing in the 70s. When did he actually get started? When was the first song that your dad had out?
The first release would have been in,
Was it late
in
60s?
the late 60s.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
But he was recording music before that, in this whole process of going through these reel-to-reels and finding unreleased material. I found a tape from like 1965, and he had mailed a copy to himself, so it was postmarked. That's how I knew the date.
No, what
So
would
I
be
asked
the
my mom
reason?
about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, she said he went and got like a Curtis Mathis, like 2 or 4 track tape machine, and like sat on the back porch and recorded. And you can hear birds chirping in the background, and it's really crazy. His voice is super high at that point in time. And I asked my mom, like, why was he singing like that? She's like, oh, that's before he had his tonsils out. I was like,
What?
I had no idea. So before Polk Salad Annie and everything happened, and his voice was so deep, he was singing more like Elvis. And again, people have no idea about these sorts of things. So
This is some deep
really
family
interesting.
lore that you
Right?
just found out about.
Yeah.
But what a treasure trove to find these. So when you were finding all of these things, was it all at one time, or you were just going through stuff and then he had different reels hidden away in different places?
No, it's still an ongoing process.
Okay.
He literally was not someone who spent a lot of time looking back on his catalog. So as soon as he recorded something, he just put it in a box and put it to the side and started working on something else. And so everything was in a storage unit, which was great because it was climate controlled and the tapes were preserved. And
Thank
so
goodness, yeah.
I started going through everything and realizing quickly, though, that nothing was organized or even labeled.
Like a true creative, that's a songwriter.
Nothing
Yeah.
is organized or labeled. And so, like, every box is a different mystery of, like, okay, what year was this? Who's he recording with? What genre was he feeling like making that particular day?
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, there's still a lot of mystery behind it because the tapes aren't labeled, so I don't know who's playing on it, where it was recorded. It's there's still a lot to uncover, I think.
It's almost like your dad left this amazing puzzle piece, like puzzle with pieces everywhere, and you get to try to put it all together now.
Yeah, I mean, the only comment he ever made about it was like, there's some good songs in there. That was it.
That's it. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
He failed to tell me there were 500 tapes that had anywhere from
Jody.
1 to 10 songs on each tape. So
This is now your full-time job.
it's a full-time job.
Okay, I need to know because cassettes, it's not like you've got like a CD where you can go track by track by track. Are you literally having to sit there like fast
And
forward?
this is reel to reel.
This is like real tapes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
reel
Tape,
to reel
that
tapes.
even harder. So are
Yeah.
you sitting there with like a big notebook, like writing down?
So in my office, I have a reel-to-reel and then, a computer and a digital interface. So I'm able to transfer these things, and then I just, categorize them digitally, and then just like put a little Post-it note on the actual reel so that I don't, write on it and take away from the history.
You never knew archivist was going to be your
Yeah,
full-time
it's,
gig, right?
yeah, it's like half
fascinating.
archivist and then half business.
So you referenced Polk Salad Annie. Obviously, that was the first big breakthrough for
Yes.
him, right? And I'm sure it was in every set list he ever did.
Oh, absolutely.
But then for many years, it was in almost every set list Elvis Presley ever did. And I'm curious what your dad's thoughts were on Elvis doing it live, and it fell on several live albums as well. I mean, I know they got along quite well, right?
Yeah, that was a huge moment for him because the early part of his career was all inspired by Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like Elvis. He sang like Elvis. You know, he was playing Elvis songs, and my mom was the one who encouraged him to like start writing his own music and becoming his own artist. And so when that happened with Elvis, for him, it was like, wow, everything has just come 360 in my career. And so he was, really happy about that. And Elvis had flown him to Las Vegas to see him perform it live. And as my mom says, of course, when Elvis goes on stage and thanks him for the song, my dad was in the bathroom and like missed the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
I think she said he had bought some like new leather pants for this and had ripped them. And so he was going to the bathroom to try to figure out like how he could cover it up and missed his.
That doesn't even sound like a
Vegas
real
moment.
story.
That
doesn't
feels like a
sound real.
sitcom.
I mean,
Amazing.
That's a sitcom.
I don't know if it's real or not. He told me it was
It's a
real,
great
and
story.
my dad had a special knack for blending truth and fiction in a way that made it all kind of believable.
It's all right. It's a great story. That's what we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But oh
That
my
he had to come home
gosh.
and go, yeah, that was great. That was what a moment. I
What a
heard it.
moment. I
was
heard
in
it.
the bathroom.
I was there. We're going to play, I think, Cowboy Singer first.
Excellent.
So give us a little backstory on what you know.
So my dad and Waylon Jennings wrote that song together, and this is one of the few songs I think they started the song together and finished it together, because there's some other songs where my dad had written it and then Waylon would come in and add a verse or change some things around. But this one, it's about the life that they were living at that point in time. And Waylon included it on an album, I believe in like 82 or 83, but this version of my dad's was never released until now.
And today's the day that your dad passed away in 2018.
That's right.
Oh.
I know, it was kind of crazy because all this stuff started lining up, right? You're working forward, and then we're like, wow, the album release is going to fall on this date. And so I was like, should I change it? I'm like, I think this is just kind of meant to be, right?
The perfect way.
Sure.
A day of celebration.
That's right.
He was booked to join us 2 days later on Coffee Country and Cody
truly?
in the morning.
You're kidding.
And I remember getting the call that he had passed.
Well,
man.
the last show he ever played was his Grand Ole Opry debut.
Yeah, at the Ryman, if I remember correctly. Was it not at the Ryman? Or was it at the Opry House?
I think it was at the
Okay.
Opry House,
All right.
yeah.
Wow.
And so he played Polk Salad Annie and Rainy Night in Georgia, but people were like, wait, he was never on the Opry? I'm like, no.
I'm so
And
glad he got the
so,
debut.
yeah, it all is just sort of feels like feels like fiction, right? I mean, it feels like
Yeah.
a story that was written, but it's,
Wow.
it's all a blessing and very fun to be a part of.
Well, remembering him this morning, the new release is out. It's The Real Thing. You can find both sets of it, Volume 1 and 2, that are going to be out. And also, we are playing it this morning. It's Tony Joe White on WSM.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
This morning, we are talking with Jody White, the son of legendary Tony Joe White, on the day that we remember him. This is the perfect day to talk about the album and all the things. And the beer. We haven't mentioned you've got a beer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in Kroger now. It's called, in Nashville Kroger's, it's called Cowboy Singer.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, Roy Milner, who's a beer genius, among many other things, came up with this recipe. And we had been talking a long time about doing something together that was Tony Joe White inspired. And he came forward with this beer. And then we were putting out the album, and the name Cowboy Singer just worked perfectly. And so, now it's about to be around Middle Tennessee.
And you've got a really cool website. You can go to the Tony Joe White Supply Company, because you brought us a bunch of swag, too.
Yes.
We got koozies and all
Yep.
kinds of cool stuff, so you can find out where you can get all of it.
That's right.
That's amazing. When you're digging through this music, what are you learning about your dad that you didn't know before?
That's a good question. I mean, I would say just he always did what he wanted, but I already knew that. But I don't think I really understood the degree until you go through and you understand, okay, during these 2 years, he was making this kind of music, and he wasn't making it for anybody else but himself. You know, he didn't have a major label deal. He didn't have a manager. He didn't have he wasn't touring. Like, he just was making music however he wanted to make it. And I think that's what's been, you know, really refreshing about this whole thing is like, you know, as original as he was, like everything has a Tony Joe White sound to it that he did. It also crossed every genre, right? It's like, okay, the song sounds kind of like funk, and this song's country, and this song's blues, and then this is a pop song that Tina Turner recorded, and then this is a country song that Kenny Chesney recorded. Like, it just is all over the place. But the fact that he could go all over the place but still make it sound like him, I think was, you know, really the biggest attribute to his career that I've uncovered during this process.
You know, I love that about him as an artist, because I think if you looked at all of our playlists, whether you're looking at Amazon Music or Apple or Spotify, whatever, we're probably got 8 different genres of favorite songs in our playlist. And I love when but artists don't tend to do that. They tend to be boxed into their genre. And I love the fact that he loved everything and wanted to do everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was part of the reward of not being with a label, right? Now, we also have to think none of this stuff was really released, right? During the 80s, he was off the grid almost completely. And so I don't know that it would have been appreciated at that point in time, but now we go back to it, we listen to it, we're like, wow, this is so cool. And it really, you know, it takes you back in time, but it's also very rare to find old music that's great that you haven't heard. I just think that's also what's so special about this, and, you know, really what's the biggest piece of my job.
Yeah. And I think the cool thing is now is we're seeing it every day, specifically within the country genre, is that it is widening. And so not only that, but so much of the more nostalgic feeling music is making a resurgence. So I feel like there's just this newfound appreciation for things like this. And so again, I think it leans into this perfect timing. Like, this is all meant to be, and it's all meant to kind of come out right now, because I feel like if this had happened maybe like, you know, 5 years ago, like, everyone's just hungry for anything nostalgic right now.
And it's cool too that it's nostalgic and fresh at the same time. When do you ever get that where you're like, why do I feel like I already know this, but this might be the first time that I've heard it?
Right. And that's what was interesting about putting this together is we had 8 songs on the original album.
Okay.
And there was like maybe 1 or 2 with Waylon, and then there was a Polk Salad Annie remix and a Even Trolls Love Rock and Roll remix, and it was all over the place, even though it was only 8 songs. And so as I started going through figuring out, okay, what else did he record around this time that would work well with these songs? Well, I found some that were classic country that fit with some of those songs. And then I found some that were more of this, like, you know, evolving into this swamp funk tracks that he was recording at that time as well. And so it was really fun putting it together, because you heard like the evolution of his sound from, say, 78 to 81, and just how it changed. And it's really cool. It all flows together, though.
So you've got the first half and the back half, and the back half is the swamp sound.
Yes. Yes. So starting with the song Alligator Stomp, it kind of just takes off. So it's like,
Speaking my language.
Kind of perfect.
Which sounds like how it should be, right?
All of this is all happening at the right time, as you said. I just saw this too. I didn't realize that he was in a film that was like a rock opera adaptation of Othello.
Right. Yes.
He wrote songs for the musical.
Yeah. Richie Havens was involved with that as well. Catch My Soul,
Yes.
I believe was the name.
Yeah.
I think it's on YouTube, right?
That is so cool. I mean, talk about a true Renaissance man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just doing whatever he felt like doing that day.
Right. That's so cool. And it's so cool that you found so much of this, because I have a feeling this is not going to be the last thing that you're going to put out. It's kind of the beginning of what we're going to get.
Yes, there's a lot more, and it's just about, you know, spacing things out so that everything has its time.
Letting you
to
catalog
breathe,
all
and
of
for
it.
people, that's right, for me to catch up too with the amount of music he made.
And I have to tell you this: this song is not on this record, but I have to, because it is one of my favorite Tony Joe White songs. But it is maybe the all-time greatest title of a song. They caught the devil and put him in jail in Eudora, Arkansas. That's the name of the song.
It's a great song.
It's a great song. I know it is. It's
It
a great
fits.
song, but it catches your attention right away,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, man. Well, Jody, thank you for coming in. Thank you for bringing all of this to the surface so that we know it's out there. We're going to close out with Poke Salad Annie because I feel like it's only right.
Excellent.
And, just congratulations on all the things that are happening, including the beer. We've got the album out, The Real Thing. It's the expanded version, first half and back half. And go out and try the sandwich. And where is it again? Turkey and
the
Wolf?
Wolf, East Nashville.
Okay.
The Tony Joe White chicken fried steak sandwich today only.
I love it so much as we remember him today.
With a Cowboy Singer beer.
Oh, yeah. It's a perfect way. Thanks for coming in. It's so good to see you. Closing out with Poke Salad Annie right here on WSM. And Cody, welcome into the studio, everybody. The Simply Superior studio here at the A-Cup House on the Opry Plaza. As we head into the weekend, let's get a look at what's making entertainment headlines. Here's Amber Anderson.
We've got Opry Goes Pink. Woo! Tomorrow. Saturday, October 25th. It is one of my favorite things that we do here. It's always, I remember when I worked in marketing, it was like Opry birthday and Opry Goes Pink because the barn goes pink.
Yeah.
And I think that makes everybody very, very excited. But I'm excited because Amy Grant's going to be hosting, and Amy's just the best. So that's just perfect. The lineup's going to be awesome. We've got Carrie Underwood, the Isaacs, Mandy Barnett, Riders in the Sky, Sophia Scott, and more. And obviously the beneficiary is Susan G. Komen. A portion of every ticket sold will be donated to the cause. It's going to be an incredible night.
It really is. And as somebody who, my mom is a breast cancer survivor, and I love to see all of our community come together and make a difference for Susan G. Komen. When we can do that at the Opry and we make it so visible.
Right.
And it's so cool because the switch gets rolled out. And they grab the switch and flip it, and then everything is pink.
And you said Ashley McBryde did it last
she
year,
did,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
I really wanted her to play Brenda Put Your Bra On.
Right?
Because it felt appropriate.
That's perfect.
It really did.
I love that
Brenda
song.
Put Your Bra
That
On,
album
bra
too.
on.
Just
I know.
Oh my goodness. So that's going to be very, very exciting. Tickets are still available at Opry100.com.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's talk about Shabuzi.
Okay.
He's everywhere. He has been everywhere for the last, year and a half, going on 2 years. He's been touring. He was just at the F1 race in Austin. I saw I think he did the Austin belt buckles, but
That's cool.
He kicked off Amazon Music Live last night. That is following the Thursday night football game. He had this really cool kind of Western outfit on, as he's always super stylish.
He is, I kind of put him up there with Lenny Kravitz when it comes to always just exuding cool.
Yes.
No matter what he does, he's just the coolest dude in the room.
He's just cool. He's also very tall.
Yeah.
I think people don't know
6'5"
how tall he is.
Oh my God.
He's
yeah.
Tall.
I think he's 6'5".
Because he walks in the room and you're like, whoa.
He's a presence.
He very much is. I got to see some clips of the performance. It was absolutely incredible. He always is. He really he has this like you said, this stage presence that is just effortlessly cool. Mm-hmm. People go crazy for him. And remember watching him and Jelly Roll rehearse at ACMs, and we're like, what in the world?
He's very charismatic. It's hard not to root for him, especially live.
Right. So very excited for him. Amazon Music Live, they do such a great job, but it's always really exciting when we have, again, country representation on large stages like this. I think it's super important for.
And so if people want to watch it, they watch the NFL and then immediately following every Thursday night, there's going to be a concert.
Yes.
And it's all different genres. So you just never know if it's going to be pop, rock, R&B or country.
Speaking of country, Reba is headed to the big city to host Christmas at Rockefeller Center on NBC. She, I think she's perfect for this.
Sure.
I feel like in a weird way, Reba is kind of Christmassy. She's just
she is. You're right.
She's festive.
Yeah.
She's fun.
I can see that.
But she's never been to New York in December, apparently, she said.
I really hope somebody on her social team makes a meal of this. I hope they take her around the city they need to recreate Home Alone 2 scenes with her, like she's Kevin McCallister in New York. Wouldn't that not be the best? Like she's doing the ice skating and she meets somebody. You know what I'm saying?
She's ordering room service.
Ordering room service and she gets all the sundae that has all of the ice cream. Listen, Reba's team. I'm going to text Justin right now. Reba's team, this is what you need to do for your media campaign, because I think that would just be the funniest thing ever.
I think you're right. I mean, they could make it a part of the show.
Yeah. Oh,
get NBC on the line. I mean,
so.
Really. She's over the moon to be doing this. Kelly Clarkson has hosted the last few years. We don't have the full list of performers, but we do know Reba will be performing, and it's going to air Wednesday, December 3rd on NBC.
They could do Sleepless in Seattle and have her and Rex meet at the top of the Empire State Building.
Okay, that would be cute too.
Yeah.
That would be cute. I like all these ideas. Yeah. We're going to wrap them all up and send them over as a proposal.
I think this is a great idea. Kelly can be your creative director. Any artist, you always have the best ideas.
They hit me in the weirdest times. Like we're just sitting there talking. I'm like,
you see the look on your face, though. You're like,
you can't control genius. It just happens.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you for recognizing.
To the point where sometimes artist teams are like, how did you know what we were doing?
Oh, Luke Combs for one.
Right.
Yes.
Luke Combs was convinced somebody leaked stuff to me, and I was like,
because you literally spelled that out to the letter.
Yeah.
You really had them worried there for a minute. I know we've been talking about this all morning, but I'm very, very excited about College Game Day being at Vanderbilt tomorrow. I mean, Charlie, you spent so much time at Vandy. What do you think this means to them and their athletic department and all of the things they've been trying to do to move this program forward?
Well, they've only done it one other time, and they won that game.
Right?
They beat Auburn by one.
Yeah,
it was
2008,
close.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been so... You know, as someone who roots for Vandy, too, not just working for him for a long time, but rooting for him, you're just conditioned to... When does the other shoe drop? Like, when is this bubble going to burst? Yeah. And like last week's LSU win maybe got me thinking, maybe the bubble doesn't burst this year. Because I love Clark Lee. He's a great coach. And I think this team, if Pavia could get a lifetime exemption and just play quarterback for the rest of his life, that kid's phenomenal.
He's taken the college football world by storm. I mean, even people who, like I was down in Gainesville with a good friend of mine. We went to the Gator game and she was just like, I love that kid. I love watching him.
Oh, he's tough. He's smart.
Yeah.
He's a good motivator. Yeah,
I think it's just good for the program. You know, Vandy has just kind of been like, oh, they're in the SEC, that's cute. Right. You know, but for them to be here at Vandy with Dirks and Kenny is going to be fun.
I've got to tell you what I saw. So apparently, all the Vandy kids have been practicing their kicks
for the Pat McAfee contest. Yes.
And I saw a girl say only Vanderbilt students would be smart enough to go out and start practicing their kicks because somebody is going to have an opportunity for kick. It's like $100,000.
Yeah,
right?
It's a scholarship.
Yeah.
They do every College Game Day.
They were all lined up on the quad practicing their kicks with the kicker from the team. He was giving them pointers. I mean, Vandy kids are smart. You got to give it to them.
I mean, didn't the Titans have open kicker?
Yeah.
So maybe they're also training up to maybe have to get out there and get an NFL contract.
In a pinch.
Correct.
If it happens.
The Titans are trying out a lot of things this year.
Listen, anchor down. We're going to be watching. And tonight, we've got 2 Opry shows. Make sure that you tune in. Carrie Underwood is there tonight. It's going to be a fantastic show. And tomorrow, the Opry goes pink. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. We're back on Monday. See you then.